fly that I'm going to tie is my version of the Frenchie, and I'm starting off with a size 14 nymph hook with a 3/32 tungsten bead head, and to that I'm going to add just a touch of additional weight to it. So I'm going to take maybe 8 wraps or so of lead underneath, maybe 10. Break that off and just situate that behind the bead head really to lock that in. Push everything up. The thread that I'm going to use for this is a 70, and this is a fire orange, and this will act as one of the hot spots for this fly. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie that in behind the lead. Get that in good and secure. And if you've watched any of these videos, you know that for my tail material I really like to use mallard flank. So one of the materials that I'm going to substitute from the original pattern is using mallard flank for the tail, and use maybe 4 or 5 fibers. And I want about a hook shank length worth of material there. And I'll just go ahead and tie that in right on top. Bring it back to behind the lead, and then I can remove that, tie it down. Then I'm going to add in my ribbing, and for that I'm just going to use a small gold wire for the ribbing, and that again I can tie in right to the side. And bring that back up to the tie-in point. Now for the body, this is a more or less a variation from a pheasant tail. So I'm going to take my pheasant tail and I'm going to tie it in just like you would a pheasant tail nymph. I'm going to use a darker color for the body of this fly, so darker pheasant tail. And because the tips are tapered, I'm going to tie it in tip first so that I can get a nice tapered body with this. So tie it in by the tip, bring it all the way down to the tail, and then bring that all the way back up. And then I'm just going to start my wraps, and for this, if you're looking at the front of the fly, I'm going to do counterclockwise wraps so I can get that good cross section when I start to bring that gold wire up. So just making wraps, and as I do each wrap, I'm untwisting them so that they lay flat. When you advance it, it wants to twist, and so I'm untwisting them so that they all lay flat and give me good coverage, as opposed to bulking up in one area. I'll bring that to the front, reach over so that it doesn't separate, pull it back, and then just tie that back down and take it back to where I want my thorax to begin. Now I can come back through and clean up those pheasant tail fibers. Then I can take my wraps and my gold wire, and now it's going to give me that nice cross section that I'm looking for. So just nice even wraps all the way to the front. And I can tie that in. Now for the thorax, you've got a couple of different options. You can use the UV dubbing, or you can use ice dubbing. What I like to use is, and for no other reason than I think it's a cool material and it's something that I tie other flies in, so I have it around. I tried it, seems like it works just fine, is this extra mini cactus chenille, and I use this in a pink. And all I want to do is pull back some of the fibers to expose that core material, and that's going to be my tie-in point. I'm going to take that back to as far as I want that to go, and then this is really pretty just simple. Just a one or two turns will give you as much coverage as you need. So I'll do 1 turn, 2 turns, and then I'll just take that right in over top. I'll pull everything back, and then I can go back through and trim that excess off. And now that second hot spot is just going to be how I tie in this thread. So a couple of wraps around to get it secure, and then we'll finish with a whip finish. If you'd like, a drop of head cement. But that is my version of the Frenchie.